Hungry Hungry Hippos or Mr. Mouth?
Had both in my house. My sister had Hungry Hungry Hippos. I had Mr. Mouth.
And I was telling you my Mr. Mouth story. Fatties or Aggies? You know, in Texas, that could mean so many things.
But I think it's referring to marbles, dude.
I hope so. I don't know what it's talking about.
It's... Honestly, neither do I, which is why I don't think I made up that question.
We're debating on who actually helped me make up this quiz.
I don't think it was me.
All right.
But I enjoy answering it.
Favorite soft drink or candy as a kid?
Oh, God. Wow. Favorite, like, Mom, gotta have it. I know I responded to Bit-O Honey. That always was kind of a treat. Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of soft drinks in my house. I guess that's my final answer.
Okay. Well, as you know, I probably had a little bit more favorite candy than you did. First thing I can think of is going down to the store on the corner and being like 5 and paying for the Jolly Ranchers that come in the big long sticks.
Oh, those were good. They were like a dime.
And I remember eating those. Those were
good. I like those.
And then when I was in elementary school, I passed out in 3rd grade, went straight down into my lunch, and went to see a doctor, and he said that I had low blood sugar, and he prescribed, I lie not, he prescribed a Coke and a candy bar whenever I felt like that. And you people wonder why I'm so big. And then later on, when I was a teenager, it was a Marathon bar. Do you remember the Marathon bars?
No, never got into those.
They were beaded, they were like a rope, and it was this long. And it was like a chewy kind of caramel. I can't believe you never ate them.
Abba Zaba.
Never heard of it.
It's the white chocolate with the peanut butter in the center. Or it was white on the outside and peanut butter on the... I don't know, whatever. Anyway, next question.
Okay. Ever played I'll Show You Mine If You Show Me Yours?
I dreamed I could. I wasn't a big hit with the ladies.
Alrighty. Well, then the next question, 7 Minutes in Heaven or Spin the Bottle, is irrelevant.
Is 7 Minutes in Heaven the one in the closet?
Mm-hmm.
I know what Spin the Bottle is.
Mm-hmm.
Don't remember actually ever playing it really, but...
We'll be right back. No, I'm kidding. I never played either one either.
There won't be any spinning. It'll be boom, bottle.
Well, we'll cut it off here just in case we're at a time limit, and we'll just start another one.
Okay, we pause.
We pause. Stay tuned after these exciting announcements.
We're back.
Just when you thought it was safe to go on YouTube. All right. Back to our Generation Xer survey. Your first experiment with alcohol. For Stephen, this would be his last experiment with alcohol.
Because I am not a drinker. I mean, maybe 1 or possibly 2 drinks in a whole year is what I do. When I was 16, I was over at a friend's house, and he said, "You want something to drink?" I said, "Sure." And he served me something that was spiked. I didn't know what it was. Tasted good. It was basically, you know, like a big old cup, and it had like, you know, that much Kool-Aid and that much vodka, but, you know, when you're 16. Anyway, I was thirsty. Drank 4 of those really pretty quick. I remember kind of bouncing down the hallway from wall to wall like a little pinball there, and got to the bathroom, and he was in it. So I bounced back down the hallway from wall to wall into the kitchen, and proceeded to throw up. And I thought I threw up in the sink. And then I left his house, and I thought I cleaned it up. And he told me the next day it was all over the counter, and all I did was just kind of move it around with a sponge. And then the next day was family picture day. And I found out recently, like within the last couple of years, that my dad knew all about it. And he decided not to do anything because he felt I was being punished enough.
And obviously he was, because he won't touch the stuff.
Smells bad, tastes bad, and don't see why I would want to put myself out of control.
My first alcohol experiment was with my sister. It was Strawberry Hill, Boone's Farm Strawberry Hill, and she gave me a taste of it. But the incident that stands out to me the most.
We should probably point out here, in case they're not aware of it, that your sister is considerably older.
Oh
than
yeah,
you.
my sister is 11 years older than me. And I was 14 at the time. Well, when I was 15, I went to Jeff's house in Amarillo to spend spring break. And his parents were drinkers. My mom wasn't a drinker. And his parents were drinkers. So one day when they were out, we decided to experiment a little bit. And we were going to make a screwdriver because that sounded like such a sophisticated thing to do. And so we poured, a little bit of vodka and some orange juice in there. And we tried it, and it just tasted like orange juice. So we're like, okay, we'll put a little bit more. Still tasted like orange juice. A little bit. And we kept going until one drop. I swear, it was one drop, and we could not drink it at all because it was so overwhelming, and it was alcohol. I'm sure Jeff can comment and tell you all about it. Alrighty. First dirty word.
Couldn't even begin. Lint liquor. I don't know.
I remember this, actually. I think I was about 8, and I discovered the word bullshit, and I thought I made it up. So I had no idea I was saying anything wrong, because I thought it was just a word I made up. Most creative reason to skip school.
I know what you're going to say. Creative? I didn't have anything creative. It was the usual, I don't want to go. Now, creative ways of getting out of going, that's a different question, but...
Well, for me, I was and am a big General Hospital fan. And when I was 11 or 12, they got married. And, of course...
They?
Luke and Laura.
You didn't say that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I figure it's, General Hospital, the biggest... No. Anyway. But Luke and Laura were getting married, and I was a huge Luke and Laura fan. And this was before we had a VCR or anything, no TiVo, so I had to skip school in order to see this. So I came up with the excuse, my mom didn't know I did this, but I came up with the excuse that I had to babysit for someone who had to go to the dentist and had a dentist appointment. Not very creative, but I did get to stay home and watch the wedding.
Yeah, I'm sure she believed that.
Oh, she didn't. In fact, I knew she didn't when I told her that. How many channels did you have to choose from?
When?
When you were a kid.
God, I guess you had your basic 3 and a couple of UHF stations, maybe one independent. I don't know, maybe there was like 3, 4. But I know that, I remember one thing that stands out to me was that I always begged my mom to get cable television. And my parents divorced when I was young, and I went to go live with my dad for a period of time. And that's a long story that whatever. But 2 months after I started living with him, she got cable. I was pissed. And it was the company, I remember this, the company was called On. Mm-hmm. And it was one station. You flipped it from off to on. When it was on, you had cable. You had one channel. Whatever was showing is what you watched.
I never heard of this until he told me this story.
It was. I mean, that was the name of the company it was on, because you turned your cable on.
Well, I wasn't even lucky enough to have that. I lived in Abilene, Texas, and we had 3 channels. And they would go off the air at 12 o'clock. It would play the national anthem
and static.
Yeah. Then I remember Fox becoming a channel. And I think I was in Amarillo at that time, and I remember how excited I was to have
such an upstart company.
To have another channel to watch. So, and we have cable now. We have hundreds of channels.
And nothing's on.
Nothing's ever on.
That's why you're watching us.
Except for stuff that's on Fox.